I thought the only surprise at our gender reveal would be whether it was blue or pink. I had no idea it would also come with a second baby. Okay, deep breath. I'm Tessa. I'm 29, live in Arizona, work in dental billing, and was 7 months pregnant with my first child when this whole circus blew up. I say was because after what happened at that party, I don't even know who I am anymore, let alone what kind of mother I'm about to become. It started like every Pinterest-perfect suburban dream. Balloons, mocktails. My cousin Haley made cupcakes with either pink or blue filling. Everyone wore white and tan like we were filming a goddamn Crate and Barrel commercial. I even bought one of those ridiculous white lace maternity gowns off Etsy that made me look like a pregnant woodland nymph. Jason, my fiancé, wore a button-down that matched the balloon garland. I was stupidly happy. God, I hate that version of me now, so naive, so into us, so convinced that this family I was building was real. I should have known something was off when Jason got weird about inviting people. See, we'd been together 3 years, and for most of that time there was this shadow following us. Her name's Courtney, his ex. They broke up 2 months before we met. She moved out of state after that, and I thought we were in the clear, except he kept not talking about her. You know what I mean? Like, even when I brought her up casually. Wait, isn't that the same restaurant you went to with Courtney? He'd get this tight look in his jaw, like I was accusing him of a crime. It wasn't healthy, I knew that, but I was pregnant, hormonal, and honestly, I didn't want to rock the boat. Flash forward to party day. Everything's beautiful. I'm barefoot in the grass, sipping lemonade with Basil, laughing with my sister. Jason's being the doting dad-to-be, rubbing my belly in front of his aunt, saying, "Little man's already kicking like a quarterback." And then we did it, the reveal. He lit the smoke bomb. Blue, it was blue. Everyone screamed and clapped and cried. I burst into tears, not because it was a boy, because it felt real. Like I was stepping into a life that finally made sense. And that's exactly when I saw her. From across the backyard. A woman holding a baby, maybe 5 months old, give or take. She wasn't dressed for a party. She looked like she had just come from court or a hospital or hell. Dark circles under her eyes, baby on her hip, and a folded-up envelope in her other hand. Courtney. Jason turned white. She walked straight through the balloon arch like Moses parting the sea. Didn't say a word to anyone. Just marched right up to Jason and said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "Wrong color, Jason. You're having 2 boys today." I froze. The backyard went dead silent. Jason blinked like he'd seen a ghost. His mouth opened. Nothing came out. And then, this woman I'd never met, this ex-girlfriend holding a literal baby, pulled out a folded piece of paper and slapped it on our picnic table. Paternity test. You ever have one of those moments where your body is frozen, but your brain is racing? I just stood there, balloons popping in the background, people whispering, and my heart punching holes in my ribcage. Then Courtney said the line that lit the fuse. I wasn't invited, but I figured if you're revealing bobbies, you might as well reveal all of them. I should have walked away right then. Pregnant, humiliated, barefoot in the grass, watching my fiancé's past walk in and literally hand me a human consequence of his lies. But instead I smiled. Not because I was okay, not because I was in control, but because my brain broke. Like full-on, this isn't real, laughter in my head, a weird, calm moment where I realized this isn't happening to me anymore. This is happening for everyone to see. And I wasn't gonna let it slip by quietly. Courtney dropped the test like it was Exhibit A in a murder trial and adjusted the baby on her hip. Jason, still frozen, muttered, Courtney, this isn't the time." And she snapped back, "You made it the time, Jason. You lit a smoke bomb, so here's mine." Some cousin tried to usher her away, but I stopped them. I walked up to Courtney, belly out, mascara definitely running, and I said, "Is it cool if I hold my son's brother?" Dead silence. She looked me in the eyes for the first time. Something passed between us, not exactly sisterhood, not forgiveness, just recognition. She handed me the baby without a word. I held him. He had Jason's eyes, Jason's forehead wrinkle, Jason's exact F***ing mouth. I didn't need the paper, but I picked it up anyway. Courtney had done the test through a private clinic. It wasn't even for legal reasons. It was because she knew, and he kept ghosting her. She paid for it herself, overnighted a diaper, got the results, and decided that if he wouldn't show up for his son, she'd show up for herself. Respect. Meanwhile, Jason, still mute, staring at me. At them. At the sky, like maybe if he looked away long enough, it'd all vanish in a puff of blue smoke. I handed her back the baby and said, "I'll be right back." Then I walked into the house, grabbed my phone, opened Instagram, went live. Yep, ing went live. Call it a breakdown, call it power, call it hormones, I don't care. I just knew I wasn't going to let Jason control the narrative. Not again. Not after telling me that she moved states, that she was unstable, that the only reason he ever stayed in touch was to make sure she was okay. Yeah, right. So there I was, belly and all, on live, panning over the backyard like it was a war zone of confetti and awkward stares. "Hey everyone," I said, sweet as pie. "Quick update from the McAllister gender reveal party. It's a boy. And also, surprise, it's another boy. Say hi to my future stepson, everyone. Jason's a 2-for-1 special." People gasped. I'm not kidding. Some people watching in the backyard turned their phones to watch my live from the party they were literally at. Jason stormed in, tried to grab the phone, I dodged. "Nope, you had your turn, this is mine." And then I said something I honestly hadn't planned to, but the words just came out. "We'll be accepting donations for the 2 bobbies Jason forgot to mention. Venmo in bio." You know that moment after the adrenaline dies? When everyone starts whispering, glancing, pretending like they weren't just watching your life burn down in real time. Yeah, that. I ended the Instagram live after a solid minute of views skyrocketing and Venmo pings actually rolling in. Yes, people were paying, maybe out of pity, maybe out of rage, maybe because drama is currency now. Doesn't matter, I was too busy not crying to care. Jason followed me inside, still red in the face, still looking like a toddler who broke his own toy and now wanted someone to fix it. He started with, "Can we talk?" And I just stared at him. I said, "Sure, let's talk. Should we invite Courtney too? Or maybe your mother? She's been asking if I picked a name." He winced. "Oh, now it hurts." He sat down on the edge of the armchair like his knees forgot how to function and tried to run through damage control. It wasn't like that. I didn't know for sure. She said she was pregnant, but then disappeared. I didn't even see the baby until she brought him to our gender reveal. He paused, swallowed. Yes. That's when my mom walked in. Not gonna lie, I thought she'd start with comfort or at least a sweetie, sit down. But nope. She went full New Jersey Italian mom TM mode. "You let that girl carry your grandchild while planning to raise his? Oh, hell no." Jason looked like he wanted the couch to eat him. My dad, silent, sipping from a solo cup like he was watching a slow-motion car crash. No one even told my cousins. They were still out back holding blue balloons and awkwardly avoiding Courtney like she was a wedding crasher when the bride hadn't even arrived. I turned to Jason and asked, "When were you going to tell me?" "I wasn't sure I needed to," he said. That's when I lost it. I snapped. "You weren't sure you needed to? Jason, you let me carry your second child thinking I was building a future. I decorated a nursery. I canceled sushi for months. I cried during Pixar movies and worried I'd be a bad mom, and you were over here choosing silence over responsibility like it was some noble act." Silence. So I got up, pulled my phone out again, and did what any irrationally rational woman would do. I created a new group chat, Jason's Exes United. Yep, Courtney was in it. I added one other girl from 2 years ago who had DM'd me after seeing us together at a concert. The one he swore was crazy and still obsessed with him. guess who replied instantly? Spoiler, not with congratulations. I messaged, starting a DNA fund, for everyone, you in. Courtney replied, already spit in the tube. The other one, just sent my 23andMe. I looked at Jason and said, you've got 72 hours before the next smoke bomb. Then I walked back out to the backyard, picked up the cake knife we never used, and cut the damn cake myself. People clapped. I kid you not. Literal applause from the few who hadn't already slipped away to gossip on their way to the parking lot. Jason stayed inside, probably Googling, can I get sued for hiding a child? Or, what does paternity fraud mean if I just ignored everyone? As for me, I went upstairs, changed into leggings, and started drafting an email to a local talk show. The subject line: he had a gender reveal, I had the receipts. I didn't even have to try to go viral. That party clip, the moment where Courtney held up her baby and said, you forgot his balloon, while the blue smoke swirled behind her like it was choreographed by chaos itself. Yeah, that got reposted to TikTok before I even finished scraping frosting off my shoe. People were stitching it like it was the Zapruder film, frame by frame, zooming in on Jason's dumbstruck face. One creator literally did a dramatic reenactment with Barbie dolls. I couldn't breathe, I was laughing so hard. And suddenly, strangers were DMing me, offering support, sharing their own gender reveal disasters and baby mama betrayals. One woman even emailed me a PDF titled, How I Sued My Husband for Emotional Damages Using Facebook Messages. I'm keeping it, just in case. Meanwhile, Jason tried to lay low, which was hilarious because people from work saw the video. His boss sent him a concerned Slack message. And Courtney, she updated her Instagram bio to, you might have had the party, but I got the invite. Petty, perfect. So I did what any self-respecting, freshly betrayed mom-to-be would do. I organized a family clarity fundraiser. Picture this, a Linktree on my IG, a cute pastel banner with the words double the diapers, half the DNA, and a short blurb. Hey friends, life threw us a twist, but Bobbies still need love. While one man figures out how fatherhood works, I'm raising funds for diapers, formula, and clarity. All support goes toward both kids. Yes, both, because love isn't petty even when exes are. The response: wild. My Venmo was pinging like a pinball machine. Former classmates I hadn't spoken to in years sent $5 with captions like, for the real MVP. My ex-boyfriend from high school donated $25 and messaged, should have stayed with me, just sayin'. Even my OBGYN's receptionist shared it. Meanwhile, Jason was spiraling. He called, left a voicemail that started with, okay, I'm sorry, but this is getting out of hand, and ended with, can we please talk in person without an audience? Sorry, babe. Should have thought of that before you decided secrets were sexy. Then came the real kicker, the paternity test. Courtney was all in. She ordered the kits, had them expedited. I offered to hold the baby while she swabbed. No tension, no shade, just weirdly supportive silence between two women who had both been sold the same discount fairytale. Jason didn't want to take it. He said it felt invasive, that maybe we should just move on. I asked, move on from what? Me carrying your child while your other child is being pushed in a stroller by someone you ghosted for 9 months. Yeah, I didn't think so. He finally agreed, but he showed up to the test center wearing sunglasses and a baseball cap like he was auditioning for a reboot of Cheaters. I almost asked for an autograph. The technician swabbed him and said, don't worry, results in 5 to 7 business days. And I muttered, so, a week until he learns how Google Calendar works. He didn't laugh. He never does when the joke's on him. Anyway, while we waited, I posted a baby registry for both kids, side-by-side items, 2 cribs, 2 high chairs, one listing just read, emotional accountability TBD. That one sold out instantly. And here's the twist. My mom, who swore she'd never get involved in online mess, started moderating the comments section on my fundraiser page. She even replied to trolls with Bible verses, but like the vengeful ones. My favorite was, Proverbs 12:19, truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. Blocked. Jason, meanwhile, was trying to survive in the group chat we now called the Real Baby Daddies of Suburbia. He asked to leave it. We denied his request. Twice. And every time he tried to text me something like, "Can we talk privately?" I'd screenshot it, send it to the group, and someone would reply with a gif of Maury saying, "You are the father. You think this is petty. Honey, this is therapeutic." But trust me, it only got messier when the test results came in. And you better believe I read them out loud at brunch. The envelope was thin. Too thin to hold the weight of what it carried. Courtney opened hers first. We sat at my kitchen island with lukewarm coffee and two bobbies, mine doing slow-motion karate kicks inside me, hers trying to eat a crayon from my niece's coloring book. She slid her finger under the flap, pulled the sheet out, and read silently. For a moment, she didn't react. Then she passed it to me like it was just a recipe she didn't feel like making. Probability of paternity, 99.998%. I let out a breath that sounded more like a laugh, not because it was funny, but because it was finally confirmed, finally real, finally something Jason couldn't spin into another misunderstanding. "You gonna frame it?" I asked. Courtney raised her coffee cup in a toast. "Nah, I think I'll laminate it and tape it to his car." She was joking, I think. Meanwhile, Jason had gone full ghost. No texts, no calls. His Instagram went from beach selfies and motivational quotes to absolute silence. Even his LinkedIn bio changed. The line, passionate about integrity and family-first leadership, just disappeared. Wonder why. But we weren't done yet. Because Courtney and we had one final act. The baby shower was already booked, joint guest list, backyard venue, custom balloons that read Plot Twist X2. We renamed it The Reveal after the reveal and invited everyone who'd been at the gender party. Yes, even Jason's parents. Especially them. I made lemon bars. Courtney brought onesies that said Mom's Drama, Dad's DNA. The cake said Congratulations in frosting, but someone had added to the moms in Sharpie underneath. Halfway through the event, I tapped a spoon against a glass like a maid of honor at a trashy wedding. "Hi everyone," I said. "I just wanted to thank you all for coming. You've been so supportive through, well, all this. And since we love transparency, we wanted to give you the full picture." Courtney stood beside me, holding her son like a mic drop. I held up the test results. Jason is the father of both. Gasp, actual gasp from his mother. She clutched her pearls, literally. Someone dropped a paper plate. My aunt whispered, "Lord have mercy," like we were in a courtroom. And, I added, we've decided that while Jason figures out his life, which may or may not include fatherhood, we're going to support each other. As co-parents, as friends, as two women who refuse to be sidelined. Courtney nodded, and yes, we did split the baby shower funds. Applause. Tears. One girl shouted, "You're better than me, I would have burned his car." But wait, there's more. Because Jason showed up. Elate. Holding a sad little teddy bear like it was gonna fix 9 months of cowardice. He stood at the gate, awkward, sheepish, and for once, silent. I walked over, calm, collected, hormonal, yes, but also spectacularly done with his BS. "You're not on the schedule," I said. He blinked. "I just thought I should be here." I glanced back at the crowd, at the bobbies, at Courtney sipping juice like it was tea. "You were supposed to be here," I said, "but you already made your choice." Jason looked like he wanted to argue, or explain, or apologize, but honestly, I didn't need any of it. Not anymore. He held out the teddy bear. I took it, walked over to Courtney, handed it to her son, then turned back to Jason. You can Venmo us for diapers, I said. Same username as always. And then I shut the gate. Cue applause. Cue someone playing Bay and Say, irreplaceable from their phone. Cue me realizing that sometimes the real gender reveal is exposing who someone actually is. Looking back now, I wish I could say I felt triumphant. Like I walked away from the party in slow motion, while the wind blew my dress and everyone clapped, and Jason spontaneously combusted into a puff of glitter and regret. But life isn't a movie. It's a half-deflated balloon stuck in a tree. It's frosting under your fingernails and spit up on your new maternity shirt. It's holding a baby that didn't ask for any of this and making up the ending one diaper at a time. The truth, I cried in the shower that night. Not because I missed Jason. I didn't. But because the version of him I thought I loved, that guy who rubbed my feet after work and laughed at my dumb jokes and said we were building a future together, he never really existed. And grieving that illusion is a quieter kind of heartbreak. It doesn't scream. It just sits with you. I texted Courtney later, "Are we insane for doing this together?" She replied, "Probably, but at least we're not alone." That stuck with me. Because you know what? The world loves a scandal, but it rarely celebrates the rebuild, the healing. The awkward coffee chats between two women who were supposed to hate each other, but instead chose not to be collateral damage in a man's crisis of character. Jason never responded to our Venmo requests. Big surprise. His Instagram is back now, though, full of gym selfies and starting over hashtags. I muted him. I have enough drama in real life. Meanwhile, Courtney and I co-host weekly baby playdates. Her son is already trying to eat everything in sight. Mine just discovered his toes and thinks they're the greatest invention since sliced bread. We trade stories, burp cloths, and the occasional ugly truth. Like how sometimes we still wonder, did we miss the signs? Were we too forgiving? But here's the thing. We made it out, not unscathed but stronger, not untouched but definitely undefeated. And no, we're not best friends. We're something else, something better, allies in chaos, co-moms by betrayal, sisters in surprise. Last week, I printed the gender reveal photos and framed one. You know the shot. The blue smoke cloud, Jason looking shocked, me in my dress holding the confetti cannon like a weapon, and Courtney standing off to the side with that plot twist smirk. I put it on my fridge. Not as a reminder of the mess, but of the moment we rewrote the ending. So yeah, we threw a gender reveal. And he got revealed too. Guess which one left the bigger impression? Would you have done the same, or would you have burned the whole thing down instead? Subscribe to my Mia's Stories YouTube channel for raw, emotional stories and authentic insights that encourage healing, growth, and understanding. Don't forget to be part of a supportive space where stories inspire and lessons resonate. What do you think about this story? Let us know in the comments. Your opinion truly matters to us, and we're here for you.